As we do have another matchup lining up here. It's actually LJL, the Japanese player D4ra, up against Naru, the Turkish mid laner, and another player, kind of like Kami actually, that's on a big list of strong mid laners at this tournament.
Yeah, between Naru and Kami, they're probably the two favorites in that middle lane to potentially take out this entire 1 versus 1 thing themselves. Just because they are mid laners, they've got that baseline power and the champions that they can play. It's definitely in their hands to do well. And in this particular matchup against D4ra, it should go well. But there is a chance of upset.
I believe D4ra, if memory serves correctly, does actually have a pick here that he's very well known for in the support role that could come up strong here.
Yeah, so 80% of his LJL career, they banned Annie away from D4ra. So we'll see if that's banned away from him now, or if he gets that chance to pick it and actually give it to Naru.
Well, you have to think he is going to pick it if he can, as we are into our next champ slate. Now, Fizz actually, the first ban, the two taking away a champion that Naru is known for, kind of like the other 50 champions he plays. He's got a really deep champion pool.
An immensely deep champion pool. He's got a very strong Azir as well, as he takes his first ban there.
And AD carry's getting ignored for now. Cassio Pantheon, our next few bans here, and they're flying through this one. D4ra, he knows exactly what he doesn't want to play against.
And the trick here is it's still blind pick after the banning phase. No one gets a first pick advantage.
Yep.
Caitlyn's still available. Urgot just got banned away. I was going to say is still definitely available, as well as an abundance of AD carries in general.
Well, D4ra now slowing down after his lightning fast first 2 bans. We'll see exactly what he wants to take away, and it is going to be that Caitlyn. So 3 games now, and nobody wants to play against either Urgot or Caitlyn.
A very smart decision. Caitlyn with the new traps, of course, being able to place 3 at level 1 if you want, and getting the headshot from it is gross.
And there's a Kindred ban, actually, so a champion you did expect to see here, but it does leave open the likes of the Lucian we've seen banned away, MF, and of course D4ra's Annie, if he wants to play it, will be available here.
Yeah, these 2 champions, by the way, are going to be ridiculous if they're locked in.
And D4ra does lock it in. He's going for a support champion. It is Karma.
If you can define Karma as a support champion, she's about as support as Brand is in that bottom lane, which means they carry their lane for their AD carry and they put them on their shoulders. In a 1 versus 1, Karma, very good, has the option for damage, sustain, or shield. Can do it all, and it comes down to who you're against. So a very adaptive champion as well. So a smart pick here from D4ra.
Certainly is, as Naru considering his pick now as well. Hovering that LeBlanc. Only has a few seconds left if he wants to swap things up here. And of course, we'll check in on summoner spells once they do lock them in. But they will see the champions. Naru is going to go for LeBlanc. And there, of course, Exhaust Ignite once again. D4ra, though, right now, does have the flash.
Certainly does. That's interesting to see if he wants to actually keep that. He doesn't know he's against the LeBlanc just yet, so might actually want that flash. Could come in very handy for him moving into this one-on-one game. And most interestingly, no cannon.
Yeah, no cannon. Yeah. It's open, of course. It's been open every game. It won the last 2. But this is fun. I like it. They're kind of picking their champions for their role. They're technically a support, I'm going to say, with Karma. Although, like you mentioned, a little closer to Brand than Sejana. And then, of course, LeBlanc for Naru. Just a classic mid lane pick.
Yeah, and of course, Naru, as we mentioned, having that exhaust. We said how good flash could be for D4ra. Well, the exhaust is actually a very big deal, as Karma's burst. That's all Karma can be. She has the tether to keep you in place, and then she hits that mantraed Q to completely blow your health bar up. And if the exhaust is there, maybe LeBlanc can just say, well, I'm just going to burst you instead.
Yeah, it's almost a mind game at that point, right? You have to hope they don't use the mantra Q and exhaust at the right time here. So we'll see as D4ra does actually swap over the summoner spells. He's gone for exhaust, which against LeBlanc, very important.
Yeah, thankfully. They're just baiting us into saying flash over and over again. With 1 second left, they change it back. I want Mark more than flash, to be perfectly honest.
That's true. I would like some snowballs, but none just yet. Here's we are going to move out for our 3rd 1v1 of the morning. And D4ra from the Japanese LJL taking on Turkish mid lane superstar Naru. Summoner spells have remained the same, but these are 2 very different champions once again.
I've got it, pastry time.
What?
Mark Garen. If he ever gets on you, Garen is gross. So if you get Mark, you hit the snowball, it's over.
That sounds like all of my nightmares. There are even brushes in this map as well, just to make it worse. As we do see yellow trinkets again. D4ra, though, staying very far away from the brush. Maybe didn't get there early enough. Naru, plenty of vision with that early yellow trinket down.
Yeah, if you ever question what you're going to buy in this map, you lose bush control, because by default, as you can see, Naru has the ward trinket, places it in that bush. In saying that, the advantage will be in D4ra's hand for bush control when his ward is placed down, as Naru's is going to end very soon.
Saw the vision toggle there, actually. D4ra doing a nice job of skirting around that radius as well. But he's going to keep that trinket a little later, as we are going to see the first few waves go down. And like we've seen, level 2 is so important. Naru going straight in at level 1, though.
Yeah, a bit of aggression. He is an AP LeBlanc after all, and starting with that W. Difficult for a Karma to hit the Q if you go immediately back and you've got a minion wave to block it to begin with. So actually a very smart decision from Naru to level that one up first on the assumption that, as per expected, D4ra will go for Q first.
Ooh, nice little Q, but he's going to dodge it out. Might give him a bit more control over the wave, though. Level 2s are very close, and Naru moving in forward. He wants it, he's got the distortion, and it's just a good amount of poke.
And the perfect dodge one more time. The second the W, the distortion connects, you go back, you run away. Karma has to react and make a guess immediately, and if it doesn't go the way she wants, it misses.
Nice juke there from Naru, as D4ra does have that shield, puts it up there for a bit more trades. As you do see the levels come out, this could be a little bit better for Karma moving towards 6, but Naru is likely going to keep up that aggression.
So at level 6 in particular, it definitely does favor Naru by having the Mimic available, whereas level 5 and level 3, I would say favor the Karma indefinitely, because then you've got all 3 spells, and they're going at one more time with that poke.
Nice shield though from D4ra, actually shakes off a lot of that damage. Have a couple biscuits left either way as well. D4ra, I believe, maxing that distortion first. He doesn't have the chains just yet, but he's getting that poke down as the relics do spawn. But honestly, 2.5 minutes in, these are very healthy mid laners.
Very hard to kill a Karma. Yep. I will say it that way. LeBlanc, more volatile.
Nice tether. Good chains though. Naru did have it up, but he's low on mana now. Gonna have to run back to that relic, you have to think. And D4ra doing a great job of shielding these distortions.
And this is the matchup where they're going to have 2 chains on top of each other every time they try and engage. It's who can out mind game the other one. And right now, both starting to run out of mana a fair bit. Will they go recall or will they just get the relics?
Well, Naru does go back and grab his relic. D4ra actually only loses 1 minion there to the turret, so going to keep these clumps up here. Getting pushed in a bit, but keeping up nicely on CS. Naru only a few ahead. As you can see that tower damage, just so hard to last hit under turret.
And of course, credit where it's due for D4ra. Wow, he's just getting some health back from the tether. That was cheeky.
Very smart there. Clearly knows the limits of Karma here, being a support player. But Naru looking to be aggressive again. Poke does land there just for the edge. The shield's down. Naru pops again for a big amount of poke.
Yeah, has 2 levels in that distortion now, so it's starting to hurt if ever the sigils connect. Very good play here from Naru. Should be able to out-sustain D4ra, you would imagine, who's already used the mantra on just the W instead of putting damage down.
And runs out of biscuits as well. So no regen as D4ra actually just ate his last one. Good relic timing there. He's going to pick that up for a bit of extra health and mana. But we'll see if these players want to just keep it here. I think Naru at this point, he's happy to take the level 6 all in if he just has a Doran's ring.
And he's already found himself 6 CS ahead. If they ever want to take it all the way, he will have himself an entire wave as an advantage.
Yeah, would have to miss quite a lot there to fall behind as the health is staying up here. D4ra, I think, just baiting Naru to trying to get aggressive, and Naru kind of reads that, just pokes him, doesn't use the distortion, and baits out the shield.
Yeah, lots of bait. Still, again, so hard to kill a Karma ever. So in this particular matchup, they have to go beyond all in to make anything work. Good Naru has the Thunderlord's Decree.
Ah, so I know one of your personal favorite masteries, something we were expecting from some of these assassin picks.
Yeah, so it's got that extra strength in the early game because of the base damage if you get 3 off. So every 30 seconds, I think it's 20 seconds because we're on 5.2 through and it has been changed to be reduced by 10, is a very good pickup. But something that Yamato has always said in response is you do lose a bit of strength from penetration masteries if you go for that Thunderlords.
Yeah, the tree maybe just not as offensive as some of the others, but Naru really sticking to that Keystone Mastery here for this one. Good poke though from D4ra. Starting to push back actually and catch up ever so slightly on CS, and Naru, he's gone in, he's popped the exhaust, Ignite is down, good exhausting response, and Naru cannot finish that off.
D4ra very low, no choice but to recall unless he wants to be over-aggressive and take the relic and stay.
Oh, D4ra level 6, but I don't like it. Naru's got 6 as well. Remember, Mimic does not cost mana. Naru does not need a lot for a kill here.
He's actually just going to deny the relic and then go back to base himself. So actually, we're going to see a recall.
Oh, no. And now D4ra's actually staying.
What are they doing?
So there's mind games everywhere. He wants this CS. He knows he has to try and keep that up.
The damage that the tower is doing is so not the same as someone who's rifted it. Puts you off your game entirely. You can see the cannon being missed there by D4ra as well.
And our first recall and shop in a 1v1 as we've got Fiendish Codex and Forbidden Idol actually. So normally we'd build in towards a Morellonomicon, but unlikely to see us get all the way there.
Yeah, and a 300 gold advantage for Naru, gets him that extra item as well. So they've gone for the boots option instead for Dara, being a little bit more efficient with his early game, but potentially missing out on some power with that first item spike that Naru will get.
And fairly all in here, honestly, from Dara. A smart choice in general against Karma from Morello Nomicon from a bit of that tether healing, but Amptome second Doran and a pair of boots. Dara wants it, Naru though, big damage, nice trade lands as well. Sindra's gonna proc, and that trade actually quite even.
The trade is even, and the Ignite is still available for Dara. So if he can freeze this and put some pressure down onto Naru one more time, there's a chance with the next Mantra power spike that he will get.
Oh, Naru, nice play. Does steal that out and gets the relic.
Yeah, very cute play from Naru. Would actually be very low on mana if he didn't get that one for himself. So this matchup, the CS lead is actually creeping fairly far ahead for Naru.
And now a good shield again, but Dara trying to get aggressive. You can see finally 50 minions completed there for Naru. 100 CS is the mark you look for as your, I guess, final victory condition. But Naru's going to go back all in. Dara looks dead here. The Ignite is down, but the auto should be enough. Dara very nearly gets it, but Naru will claim the kill.
A crazy amount of damage from Dara just there. Actually made that so much closer than we expected it to be.
I agree. That was excellently played from the Japanese support player, but Naru, strong mid laner, expects to be good here in these solo situations and clutches it out. There's some really cute stuff from that LeBlanc.
Yeah, Naru had the advantage, and you have to say it came down to stealing that relic away because that was the difference in health between the two in that last trade.